everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a rant stroke thought of the day, just with about a topic involving Newcastle United. Transfer rumours are rife at the moment. Loads of players being linked to us. Some we want, some we don't want. Some people rate, some people don't rate. And we're going to get stuck into a player who's been linked quite a lot, actually, over the last few months, probably since the summer, I would say. And some people have got an opinion on it. I've got my opinion on it. But people have been talking a lot about this player and a lot about how he's an upgrade on one of our current players, and I just don't buy it. So I'm going to get stuck right into this in a minute. Just before we do, a little bit of a reminder, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. All free content, Evermore, 2 weekly shows, Mondays and Wednesdays, and pop-up videos just like this. Rant you're about to watch. Clack the button, come and join us. We're a young channel. Help us grow. Help us try and hit that 3,000 mark. We'd love you forever. So let's get stuck into this. What am I talking about? Then I'm talking about the continuous links to Manchester United's Scott McTominay, part of McFred, the worst boy band in the world. Listen, I don't think Scott McTominay is a shit player, right? I'll just get that right out there straight away. But the line that's going around that I just cannot agree with, really, is that he's an upgrade on Sean Longstaff. I'm sorry, but he's not an upgrade on Sean Longstaff right now. Sean Longstaff under Steve Bruce, when he was, trapped in the bloody palace of bacon in a kebab cage, struggling, having his form zapped from him like some kind of fat, clueless dementor from Harry Potter, from the manager at the time. Yes, that Sean Longstaff, absolutely. Scott McTominay is an upgrade on that player. But the Sean Longstaff under Eddie Howe, the Sean Longstaff who doesn't stop running, the Sean Longstaff who's been utterly brilliant since the new manager's come in, the same Sean Longstaff whose 2 goals fired us into the fucking Carabao Cup final. No, I would not swap that Sean Longstaff for Scott McTominay. And no, he is not an upgrade on that lad whatsoever. And I think it's quite disrespectful to even insinuate that he is. Yes, we do need a number 6 or number 4, as PK would call it. But McTominay could probably do a job in there. There's no doubt about that. He's filthy, gets stuck in the tackles. He's a proper blood and guts type player, right? But he's not an upgrade on Sean Longstaff. Sean Longstaff can bring you so much more to your play, than Scott McTominay can now. Sean, he's not the most skillful player in the world. He's not going to score you Steven Gerrard Rakers every week, but he gets himself in good positions. He gets involved in the play well. He is capable of pulling out a really good pass. He's added some goals to his game, which he had younger on in his career as well. So I just think it's mental for people to think that this, Scott McTominay is going to be some kind of an upgrade in Sean Longstaff just because he plays for Man United. It ain't going to happen. If you sign Casemiro, then maybe you can say it's an upgrade in Sean Longstaff. But we ain't signing him. He's a player who's relegated McTominay to the bench. So there is some stats. I'm not going to pull up one of Mark's super duper slides here. I'm just going to moan about this as with my phone as a guide. Like Jiminy Cricket. So we've got Sean Longstaff. He's played 26 games for us, 4 as a substitute, versus Scott McTominay's 18-11 as a substitute because he can't get a fucking game. Sean's got 1 goal. It's probably Premier League. 1 goal in the Premier League, 0 for McTominay. 3 assists for Sean, 0 for McTominay. 9 clean sheets to Sean's name, 2 for McTominay, the defensive midfielder who's a better player. Okay, fair enough. Tackles, this is a good one. So upgrade, is it? 32 tackles from Sean Longstaff, 25 from Scott McTominay. And passes, so sit down, get ready for this, 889 passes from Sean Longstaff versus 311 for Scott McTominay. And the passing accuracy, Sean's 889 is 81%. And, McTominay's is an impressive 83, but that tells me that he's passing it sideways or backwards to his keeper. So he's offering you absolutely sweet FA, moving you up the pitch, right? So I don't know how much Manchester United will want for Scott McTominay. I've not looked at his transfer value or target because I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you. I don't think he's the kind of player that we should be looking for. I think if we finish in the top 4, I think we need to aim much higher than that. If you look at Joe Willock and Joe Linton and Sean Longstaff, I don't even know if Scott McTominay gets in ahead of any of those. Certainly not in the way of Joe Linton or Willock. And definitely, in my opinion, not in the way of Sean Longstaff right now. If Scott McTominay goes on and has a brilliant season next season and becomes, this brilliant number 6, then I'll eat my words and you can play this back to me. But until then, no chance. Sean Longstaff is playing way better than Scott McTominay. Not interested in any Manchester United deadwood players, especially with the way they carried on with the Jesse Lingard deal. In my opinion, they can get in the fucking bin. I wouldn't do any business with those pricks at all if I was the club. I'd move on. I'd deal with other clubs. I do business with teams that want to do business with you, and they can get fucked. I'm surprised we even gave them Dubravka, if I'm putting honest with you. But that's my opinion on it. Let us know what you guys think in comments below. We always like to engage with you. Even if we disagree with your opinion, we'll still engage with you. If you want to tell me Scott McTominay is the best holding midfielder in the planet, then crack on and do it. And we'll certainly have a chat with you in the comments. He is a versatile player. He can play at centre half as well, which he does for Scotland, my national team that I support. So I don't think he's a shit player. He's good in the Scotland team, but he does not get in this Newcastle United team, in my opinion, ahead of Sean Longstaff or any of the centre halves if he was going to fill in the centre half, unless they were completely knackered. So that's my opinion on it. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below, as I said. And as I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, please consider whacking that subscribe button, like the video. Would really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow, helps it get around YouTube. Loads of room for you here and evermore. Help us get to that 3,000 number, be a magic number. We might even get a little cheeky prize for that. But until then, this is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team of McCoy United. We'll catch you later. Cheers.